Hey, it's Harms, that's Hobo Johnson. The new record, The Fall of Hobo Johnson, is out now, and we're going to play some foosball. We're going to talk too, but we're going to play some foosball. Thank you for being here. When's the last time you played foosball?
Years, since I was a little kid, I think.
Been a minute?
Yeah.
I've been practicing a little bit since we've gotten this at the station, so we'll see how it goes. Tonight is night 5 of the headlining tour, huh? How's it been going?
It's been going really good. I think we practice a lot. I think we sound good as a band, I hope. So we'll see. We'll see about it tonight. But I'm pretty excited.
The show's been going okay?
Yeah, the show's been going really good. It's been really fun as of late. So I'm excited about it.
Good. Sacramento's the easy answer to this question, so you're not allowed to answer that. But is there a city that you've kind of connected with outside of Sacramento?
Let's see.
Lucky.
Some of my favorite cities. Let's see. I really like Cincinnati for some reason.
Yeah?
And then I really like Cardiff, Wales.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and Pensacola, Florida.
Those are all very different places.
Yeah. They have very different vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the UK, you were over this summer in Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
How was that, man?
That was really good. It was
good?
really fun.
Yeah.
The kids there just want to have fun, you know?
Yeah.
So it helps the vibe when everyone's just already down to like go insane, you know?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I don't want to say that people in the UK like music more, but they are definitely way excited about it.
Yeah, that's why I love playing there. Like they're so down to have like a good time and just be fucking crazy, you know?
Totally.
So it's really you do play.
Like I said, lucky.
It's fun though. I like it.
Good deal. I dropped my mic. I'm gonna put that back on. Is that good, Eric? Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Pro. Okay, let me see if I get the story right, and maybe we'll stop playing just for this. This is a story you've told many times. I'm not gonna make you tell it again, but it is kicked out of your house as a teenager.
Yeah.
Lived in your car for a little while.
Yeah.
Started making music in that car.
Yeah.
Open mics in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Met the Love Makers.
Mm-hmm.
Made an album.
Mm-hmm.
The album was met with not the most not a huge response.
Not a response at all.
And then you made a video for a song called Peach Scone.
Yeah.
And entered it into a contest that NPR was having for their Tiny Desk series.
Right.
And within, would you say, a week? Was it that like?
It was even like a few days.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just millions of views.
Yeah.
And my guess is at that point the phone started ringing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. How bonkers was that week?
That was an insane, one of the craziest weeks of my whole entire life.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, it was insane. It's just like, still is, feels like a whirlwind of fucking shit to happen, you know? But it was pretty insane. It was pretty amazing. And,
when did it start feeling like for real? Like, oh my gosh, like something's like legit happening here.
It's still like, probably when we played, we played a show right after it at Bottom of the Hill in San Francisco, which is only like a 300 cap room. But just to see like how excited people were to see our band.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God. To see our band was like, it was at that moment where I was like, oh my God, like we might do this for like years of our life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was that moment. And like, it was cool too. Like we like got a little bit of a fan base in Sacramento, but to see it like go to other cities in like the UK and like, you know, it's truly amazing.
Nice. Yeah, dude, it's got to be a cool moment when people other than friends and family are showing up to the shows and they know the songs and they're singing along.
Yeah.
And that sort of seemed to catapult that. How did you not win that contest?
I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It's NPR and doing whatever they think's right. So.
Sure. The video, which got the millions of views and was by far the most talked about thing in that contest, of course didn't win the contest, but
I guess played.
I was going to say, I guess if you look at the bigger contest, you definitely won.
We did fine, yeah. I'm extremely pleased with how that turned out.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I'm so curious about kind of the dream versus the reality. Everybody, like everybody dreams. Even if you're not like a serious musician, everybody dreams about sort of like stardom, and music stardom. And now you literally went from again making music in your car to then all of a sudden, you know, playing foosball on the fancy LA radio station.
In a big building.
Yeah. Tell me about the reality of that versus the dream. Is it more exciting? Is it more work? Like
that's a tough question. It's like one of the main things that I think I've learned is that
Nice.
It's like nothing really makes you happy other than like happiness comes from within. I guess
Sure.
is a pretty cliche way to say it.
Yeah.
But like you'll do everything that we're doing or like being on a tour or whatever, and like you are, and then we try to be like really gracious and thankful for it, but at the end of the day, like the happiness comes from like my perspective on life. Like it didn't bring me I don't know anything different, but it made me realize that fact, and I think that's what's leading to like more happiness or just general like better life.
Yeah,
you know?
that's awesome, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great perspective if you can achieve all of your dreams, but still feel a certain way inside.
Yeah.
Maybe now you know what really alters the way that you feel.
Exactly.
Inside.
I think that happens to a lot of people too, where you're like, okay, I got this thing that I thought was gonna make me happy for super long, and then you're like, oh shit, what's like?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But-
That's interesting. That's good because I wanted to talk about that a little bit too. If there's a word I would use to describe the music, it's definitely very honest.
Yeah.
And it's honest about. That was a very honest goal.
Yeah.
It's definitely very honest about feelings of sadness, feelings of loneliness, anxiety. It's even like a little politics and stuff in there. Is that? Like there's a time. Thank you. There's a time. Obviously, when you're writing the song, you can feel that way, and it's very cathartic to pour out those feelings into a song. Is it ever weird months later, kind of revisiting that if you're not in the same headspace?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like a lot of even the old songs from the first album. We still play, and
Nice.
like they're about other women that I've dated or stuff like that. So it is kind of tough to revisit it, but it's still like to me just like a feeling I felt, and it's still valid. And I try to like get back into it and feel it, but it is kind of tough sometimes. I got a new girlfriend too, and it's like, you know, kind of hard to balance that.
Of course,
aspect.
man. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
These again. There is. It's because it's so honest and because it's so personal is probably the reason it connects so well with people because so many people can relate. But also, it's tough, man, because it's so honest and because it's so personal.
Totally, and sometimes I'll be on stage and like feel super weird about what I'm saying. You
Sure,
know?
yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to get over it. Where sometimes, especially with the new songs, I'm like, oh, this is just me like yelling how I feel, you know, in like this pretty like abrasive way. So, but it's definitely cathartic and it's fun.
It's good, man. It's not phony, and people can smell the phony for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you for bearing that burden for us. King is going to be any good this year?
Yes.
Are they?
The Kings are going to be pretty good. I don't know about making the playoffs. I hope they do. I think they have the potential to do it, but I can't wait to watch the season. I'm going to be on the road for a bit of it, but
Have you gotten to work with them yet?
have I got to what?
Like, have you been able to do anything with them? Have they called about?
I don't know if we've done anything really. I'm trying to sing the anthem.
Oh shit!
I'm trying to sing the anthem, but I can't sing it all. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe I'll like auto-tune it Kanye style or something.
I bet you could figure it out.
Yeah.
It seems like the way that you've repped Sacramento so hard, and especially that team so hard, they would be silly not to have you in some way, shape, or form.
I made a song called "We're Not That Bad," and it was like some of it's kind of disparaging a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what they think.
No disrespect to the Kings, they should be used to that at least a little bit at this point.
Dude, it's being a fan for like 15 years and never making the playoffs or just being generally bad. It's like you kind of got to expect some of the fans to like feel like that.
Of course.
And that's part of being a Kings fan is being disappointed. So it's like it kind of goes hand in hand sometimes. But.
I heard that you bought a house. Was that in Sacramento?
Yes, I bought a house in East Sacramento.
How's that?
It was really good. It was really old.
Uh-huh.
It was a really old house, so I like kind of did a bunch of work on it, which turned into something that I bit off more than I could chew.
Yeah, dude, you can get lost in that pretty easily.
Yeah, finally I was like, man, well, how? I was trying to figure out how I can do some of this stuff, and I've never ever worked on a house before.
Sure.
But it's going well, and I'm trying to make it feel like
lucky.
Home. I'm trying to make it feel like a home.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's just buying little knickknacks and little shelves and stuff.
Is that kind of what you were talking about earlier in that obviously everything's happening career-wise for you, but buying that house in Sacramento, making that house into a home, kind of those next steps to happiness and kind of having a normal life. You've not been shy about the fact about like wanting a family at some point and doing all that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot too recently, where it's like I'm still young. I'm 24, about to turn 25. That's kind of like a big turning point, I feel like.
Sure.
Later in the 20s. So I'm like, I find myself doing stuff that is practical in what other people do, but not necessarily exactly what I want, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the right balance of like, I've always dreamt about having like a big ass studio in the living room where I can just kind of like do that. But I don't want to do that because I want like a typical adult family house.
Sure.
So, but then like, it's not actually what I want, it's just what I think I want. So I'm trying to find the balance between the two.
It's hard, man, because that gives a sense of normalcy into a world where you don't have a normal gig, man.
Yeah, and I'm not normal, exactly.
Yeah. So it's hard, and I understand it for sure.
Yeah.
What we didn't talk about is the fact that he beat me like 3 goals.
Really?
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Okay. Congratulations on the album. Congratulations on the big win. You guys are out all this fall. Oh, you know what I did want to ask? Like, let's pretend this gauge is like a battery on your phone. What's the percentage of likelihood that the musical that you've been talking about happens next year?
I think it's 75%.
You think so?
I think so. I think so. It takes a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm trying to work on another EP and a Christmas album.
Yeah.
So I think if I get those done, I could hold over for like a year, like a year and a half.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I really want to focus on this musical thing, so it should. If it's fun, I'll do it, I'm sure.
Good. The musical's based on a song that's on the record right now.
Yeah, a song called "You and the Cockroach." It's basically about like the world and where it started, and then where it ends, and like Trump and the nuclear war or whatever. And the only thing that survives nuclear war is cockroaches. So I kind of just reimagine like a new world that cockroaches get bigger, like everything kind of does.
Sure.
And
we're gonna post the song right underneath this video because you just threw out some very broad topics: nuclear war, Trump, the beginning of the world, the end of the world. But the song is very well written and does address those in a way where you just sit down and you think for a little bit. And the fact that there could be a larger production behind that, it's fun. It's cool.
I think it'd be fun.
It's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely. It's Hobo Johnson. Again, the name of the album is The Fall of Hobo Johnson. It is out now. Thanks for playing foosball, dude.
Thank you.
I got smoked.